Hello, I'm back, and I kind of want to talk about personal style and my conflictions with it, if that's the right word to use. Um, I would say that I have a pretty, you know, secure style. I've pretty much had the same style since like for like 2 years. Oh well, actually, I've always been a big purveyor. Is that the right word? I don't know. I've been like a big fan, just say, of skirts. I've worn skirts like majority of my life. If you ask anybody that went to school with me, they would probably say that yeah, they probably never seen me in genuine pants, and it's probably gonna stay that way. And it's not because I'm racist to pants or anything. I don't have like a prejudice or like any racist intentions towards pants. Recently, I inherited some what am I call it? Ed Hardy's from my cousin, and they're massive on me, but I kind of like how massive they are. Okay, I feel like I could do something with them, but I just need a lot of pins and a lot of like patience. And it would be like an outfit that I can wear for only like a couple of minutes, and then I would just have to take it off. But these pants, they aren't like tight. They're like super baggy. If you guys know what Ed Hardy's are, they're like super baggy pants by like design. So when you want to buy Ed Hardy's, you gotta buy them like three times your size, cause that's the vibe. But I recently inherited those, and I'm still mulling over what I should wear with them. I have a general gist of the idea. I've tried on the pants. I got a pair of blue ones and a pair of black ones, and let me just say the embroidery on them, chef's kiss. But the issue is the components I have in my head for the Ed Hardys. I okay requirement a really tight top, because I feel like with the really tight top it'll like kind of contour the body, give like a good silhouette. Um, because usually the way I throw together an outfit is some part has to be tight and some part has to be loose, right? So majority of the time my skirt will be loose because it's usually flared out. So I consider that like a very loose look. It's not contoured to my body. Because usually the skirts that I have are very flowy and very kind of a skirt. Because most of the time I don't wear pencil skirts because I I don't really own a lot for one, but at the same time, I don't like wearing them because of just certain like sensory issues I have with them. Like I hate them when they're like when I literally have to pull them all down all the time, and like I don't like clothing where I know that I'm wearing it. If that makes sense. If I'm wearing a pencil skirt, it's constantly in my mind that I'm wearing a pencil skirt. But when I'm wearing my normal skirts, I don't really put any thought into them because I know, because I don't mind it. It's not like on my mind because it doesn't annoy me. It doesn't like hang on my body where it's just so like irritating that I'm just like I fucking hate this. But with pencil skirts, it's just so like terrible on my body, and I'm just like I don't like it. But I do like the look of them. I'll wear them for like a couple of hours, but I will not wear them for like a full day. Like it'll be like a small occasion type thing. But once I get in that damn car, I'm taking that shit off. I'm telling you that right now. I'm pulling up to the occasion, wearing that skirt for an hour, and then taking that shit off. I'll wear my tights or whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck, right? But what the fuck was I going with that? But yeah, that's how I generally throw together an outfit. And my top will usually be the tight aspect, and then I'll throw like a. I'm always cold, as my heater is on right now. I'm always cold, so I always throw on like a jacket or like a little cardigan or something. I'm not gonna say I'm insecure about my arms, but I just don't like them showing. Okay, I'll like take off my jacket if I'm hot, but most of the time I prefer like a tight top and then like a covering of some sort. Sometimes it's like a really loose cardigan. Sometimes it's like a little cropped moment. Sometimes I don't know. It's whatever the moment calls for. I do it right. Um, and I don't like showing a lot of my legs because one, I remember one time I showed my legs and someone said that I looked like a bruised apple, and ever since then I just could not stop thinking about that. They're always like every time I don't wear like my long stockings or like my tights, people are always like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with your legs? Like, do you get beat at home? And I'm like, no. You cannot be saying that to me right now, dog. This is unbelievable. Because I don't know how to explain this to you guys, but I'm like a stupidly clumsy person. Like, it's not like, oh my god, I'm so quirky, I get hurt and I fall. No, like, it's like, I was like, literally like slammed the fuck out of my leg on like one of my bed stumps, and then I'll forget about the second right after. Like, the pain just subsides, and I'm just like, okay, cool. And then like a couple days pass, and I'm like, where the fuck did I get? It's not like those accidents where it's like, oops. No, it's like me slamming the fuck out of my limbs, and I'll be like, oops. Like, that's... but yeah, that's generally where I get most of my injuries, but sometimes they just pop up. I really don't know where they come from. Like, anybody that like suffers from like just random bruising, like, you don't know where it comes from. If you did, you would stop doing it, but obviously you don't know where the source is coming from, so obviously I can't stop it. So most of the time it's on my knees, and most of the time it's on my shins, because that's where most of my bones show, because like I have my so like most of the time bruises are up here. Right now I'm doing pretty well. I only see one bruise right here, and there's just a couple of bruises on my shin, but usually it's like on this bone that I get like the most bruising, because that's where my bone shows. I don't really get it anywhere else because where I'm meaty. But yeah, I don't get them on my arms a lot, surprisingly. It's always my legs. But anyways, what the fuck was I talking about? It's always my... Okay, I kind of want to admit this too. Also the reason why I don't really like... Because I wear a lot of crop stuff, and my skirts are pretty short. And the one thing I'm kind of nervous about is people seeing my spine. Because I will be the first to admit this. No, I don't even know if I want to admit it, because then people are actually gonna like start like making up theories. But I do get bruises on my spine, like a lot, and this is one of the things I've actually like discovered, like the reasoning behind why I get. My friend told me it's because the way I sit. I literally sit like a fucking shrimp, and the way that my back is positioned to the chair is like the very bottom most of my spine is literally like straight up against like any chair that I sit against, because I usually sit in like really fucking hard chairs with really hard backs, right? And then I sit like a fucking shrimp, so my spine is like being literally pushed against this hard wood usually, and every time I look at my back, I'm like, damn, bro, where the fuck this shit come from? And then it just clicks, because it looks like someone took like a spinal tap to my fucking spine, but no, it's just me just having really bad posture. And I contribute that to me being in clarinet for like 4 years, because the way I was taught to sit as a clarinet, you sit at the very edge of your seat and you gotta like. But then ever since I quit clarinet, I kind of like reversed back to like sitting like a normal person, but I still kind of have the posture of a clarinetist, if that makes any sense. But yeah, my spine is like beaten the fuck up. If you thought my fucking legs were bad, my spine, bro, it should be looked at for like domestic abuse, because that shit is bruised to the high heavens. But there's another thing. I like to sit in the massage chairs at the salons, and my cousin owns a nail salon, and he takes me there all the time, and the chairs are super comfy. I fell asleep in them. And let me just say, man, them chairs be doing the damn trick. But unfortunately, there's a dark side to it. Every time I get out of that chair, black and blue, man. I look like fucking Chris Brown went ham on my fucking back. I probably shouldn't have said that, but anyways. But yeah, so my back literally looks like an abuse victim, and not to be like, oh, bruises are like you should hide them, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really want to get like asked, because I was asked about it once, and it was like, bruh, like generally I don't like people asking about my bruises, because I don't know how to respond. Like, I get hurt all the time, and I get uncomfortable because I don't know how to respond, because I'm like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I can lie and tell you that I like beat up people for fun, but I really don't do that. I literally just be in my room and I just get hurt, or I do things that, cause like for me, I don't really register pain like I would normally would. Like if I got a paper cut, I'd be like, damn. But when I get bruises, I get bruises all the fucking time. Like there's never a day in my life where I don't have a bruise on me. So it's like I get used to the feeling of like getting hit, and not like, cause I'm not used to getting cut. But I'm used to getting like my fucking leg just slammed against a fucking doorstop or some shit like that, right? So I'm used to that type of pain. But if someone were to like come up to me and give me a paper cut, dude, I'd be rolling over the floors, fucking kicking and screaming, bro. Like, don't even fucking. I don't even know where. Oh yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I wear like sweaters, because I'm super anxious on my back and people asking me about it, because I've had it once and that once was enough. Same with my legs. I hate it when people look at my legs and be like, wow, bro, you are fucked up. Like, not mentally, but just fucked up, like, physically. And ever since then, man, I keep that shit to myself. Because my friends will flame the fuck out of me. Like, they literally cut everything I do, man. From my shoes to my outfits to everything. But they're doing good fun. But it do be hurting when they do be commenting about my bruises, man. I'm like... But anyways. But yeah. So that's generally the gist of my outfits, and I've been having a bit of a style crisis, right? I've kind of, well, for me, I've always been kind of fluid with my style. I could just kind of wear whatever I want. Like for a couple of months, I'll go on this like color burst, and I literally wear the entire rainbow for the entire week. And other days, I'll just want to wear a black, white, and that's about it. Sometimes gray, but mostly just black and white. I've been kind of on a black and white kick as of late because I recently got my hair dyed like a gray, and I was really feeling the monotone. But when I had my orange hair, I really was going out and about with that color, you know? In my classes, I was known to like wear very colorful like clothing and stuff like that. I was known as the pink girl or whatever the fuck, because I wore a lot of pink and I have a pink bag. And you know, I'm not like opposed to like having different styles, because I feel like once you confine yourself to like just a certain style, while it might be very like beneficial just to have something like in your mind day to day, just like, oh, I know what I'm gonna wear, I already have all these outfits and I'm gonna wear them. But for me, I've always been like a big experimenter with my outfits. Like I like to like slowly start implementing things into my wardrobe before buying a big one, because I haven't like done like a big overhaul of my closet, and I don't plan on doing so because I like the pieces that I have, and I think that over time I've been able to kind of tailor them to my liking, and the pieces that I have are very like they're versatile, but like only to my clothing. If I were to give it to somebody else, they would need my other clothing to supplement the thing I gave them. If that makes sense. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I buy a lot of my clothing from the kids section at Goodwill or like any thrift store, and that's because it's not because it's the only thing that fit me. Okay, like some of the women's clothing, it does fit me, just not the way that I wanted to. I go to the kids because one, let me tell you something. They have the brightest fucking colors. I don't know what it is about women, like the women clothing industry that like thinks that women just want neutrals and like really like light beige colors. Like no, I want that bright fucking neon, like sock wearing, highlighting, like fucking outfits, man. And the girls section does that for me. Sometimes the boys, but I mostly stay in the girls section. And every time I go in there, I am amazed at how creative some of the girls' outfits are. Like little girls' outfits, they're so fucking cute, and they're so like character, like they're so like character defining. Like I feel like all these outfits you can give them to a girl, and you can like, or like anyone that wants to wear like a tradition like girl clothing, that you can give them to a boy or girl, whoever the fuck, right? But like I'm just gonna say feminine clothing. Let's just say feminine clothing. The feminine clothing for girls. Now, what was the point of that, Queen? You said feminine. Okay. Okay, when I say girls' clothing, I just want to emphasize that I'm talking about like child girl clothing, but they can be worn by anybody. They can be worn by males, they, thems, whatever the fucks, Zers. I don't give a fuck, right? Anybody can fucking wear it. It's just clothes. But I'm calling that because it's the conventional name for them, all right? But what? You guys get it. Anyways, but the girls' clothing, I feel like they have so much character to them, and I feel like when you give someone these girl clothing, you can tell by their personality, like what they are. They're so vibrant, and they're so like just unique, and they're just so like fun. Like I feel like there's a lot of women's clothing have been like sucked out of like the fun aspect, the fun, like really quirky, very like unique clothing. Like that's, I feel like people just need to play around with more color. And I get that like color is a very daunting thing because you're like, oh, I don't know if like this color works with me. But the thing is, like, I feel like every color would work for someone if you just find the right shade or the right like tint or whatever the fuck, right? Because you just have to play around. You don't know if you don't try. Like sometimes it's not just the color that doesn't work on you. Maybe it's the article. But most of the time I feel like you just have to find the right shade and the right fit for you, and the color will work on you. I don't think I've ever encountered a color where I'm like, oh, this is nasty on me. I don't think I've ever done that. Obviously there's some colors that I'm more biased to. Like there's like a color palette that I generally will target towards, if that's the right word. But most of the time I'm not very prejudiced against color, just like how I am with people. But when it comes to my clothing, I like it to be very vibrant, and I like statement pieces, but that's a detriment. And I'll tell you why that's a detriment. Because when you buy statement pieces and colorful pieces, you're gonna get looks on the street, and it kind of like makes you like seem like, I don't know how else to describe it, but like a try hard. Because all my clothing, it appears I put a lot of effort into like thinking of the outfit. But no, I just roll out of bed and just fucking throw them on, man. And people are like, oh, I always love your outfits and stuff like that. And it's just like, I just wear that shit, man. Like that's all in my closet. If I had anything less boring, I would wear it. But this is all I have in my closet, and I like it that way. But at the same time, I've been having like this crisis where I'm like, I don't know if I want to go a little bit more minimal. I do have minimal pieces, and I don't plan on buying like large amounts of like minimal clothing, because I'm very satisfied with my closet. In fact, I think I might have a little bit too much in my closet right now, even though I don't buy a lot of clothing, at least. I only buy like, whenever I go shopping, I buy like one thing, and I don't go shopping that often either, and I haven't been thrifting either as much as I would for, like, I only go thrifting for like knickknacks like this. But I've been trying to be a little bit more, cautious, I don't know, like a little bit more like not eco-friendly, like eco-cautious about my consumption and stuff like that. But considering the amount of Coke cans I drink, like, I don't think I'm doing that big of a difference. Yeah, I know, I need to invest in like a soda streamer, but right now that tuition gotta get paid, bro. Anyways, but yeah, because I've been leaning towards like a really sportsy like tennis look, and I've always kind of been interested in that really preppy look. I've been interested in it probably since like 2000. When was that Tumblr era, dude? I don't know, like 2017, 18. I don't know. And I've always been interested in it, but my body type at the time really did. Well, I feel like this is just my prejudice, I suppose, when it comes to like body sizes. And I don't feel like this anymore, but at the time I felt like my body didn't fit the aesthetic, which is probably how some bigger people do feel. And I do sympathize with that, because I felt that, because a lot of people think that bigger bodies don't look quote unquote cute, or quote unquote like whatever the fuck for a certain style, right? Like whenever any bigger person wears like a very cute style, people will just dunk on them and shit like that. But when like a skinny person wears it, they're like, oh my god. Because you guys know that trend where people are like, oh, is she skinny or is it just the outfit? You guys know what the fuck I mean? Like, it's all like, is the body an accessory to some point? Is the body the main point? Like what? And I don't really like that. So whenever I look at like outfits, I don't really consider the body, at least not anymore. And it's kind of helped me a lot to just kind of minimize that bias, because the more you put emphasis on your body, the more it just kind of like, I don't know, it just scares people away. So like, I really like the idea of body neutrality, And that's how I treat a lot of bodies nowadays when I like analyze like it for their the outfit components. Because whenever I look at a runway model, obviously you're kind of like predisposed to kind of look at their body and kind of like, because I feel like when you look at a model, you look at how skinny and how pretty they are before you look at the outfit. That's how a majority of people like view it, and then they look at the outfit. But for me, I look at the outfit and then I notice the model. But sometimes there'd be just some very sexy ladies, man, that I'd be like, hold on, hold on, hold on. Like they'll be wearing the grossest fucking thing, and I'll be like, but this is the human mind doing its doohickeys. But there's that. But yeah, I've been leaning towards a very preppy style. I've always been into like this super academia style. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. You know the fucking what's it called? Button up shirts. You know the fucking sweater vests. What else? I don't know what else goes into that aesthetic. But every time I wear it, I get pissed off because I'm like, I want to show my tits. I'm like, I want to be academic, but I want to show off my tits. So you know what I do? I just throw my Juicy Couture and I walk out the fucking house. I take off that damn fucking sweater vest and I take out that damn fucking, because I feel like it only looks good on tall people. I like I said, I don't want to be body prejudiced, but like for me, since I'm like this, bro, and I kind of appear like a child already, like I just kind of act and kind of look like a child with my fucking like baby face. It looks like I just came out of prep school, bro. Like it literally looked like I just came out of like a Christian elementary school and I'm just wandering in the streets like a fucking dumbass, bro. Like I cannot be doing that shit. Like it just don't look right on me. It looks like if I like, it looks like what? It looks like I need to go do my algebra homework, which I'm literally in an algebra class right now for my college because I'm that fucking dumb. Like, so I've kind of gone for like, every time I do dress like quote unquote more professional, and this is not to like a job interview or anything, it's just for me, just to like kind of like play it out, because I was watching Report of the Week the other day and I was like, there's just something so cathartic about wearing like this very professional attire, just like to go to the grocery store. Like I think that's so fucking funny that it just reverses back to being so like funny and so cool. So I went through a little bit of like a phase, which is like a week or two of just me trying out like more sophisticated outfits, because like I said, my style literally comes from the kids section. So majority of the outfits I wear from Justice, from like what's that one Target brand, like Cat and Jack or some shit like that. Like that's majority of my fucking closet. I'm not even joking with you right now. Like I wish I could tell you that I get my shit. Well, I get some of my shit from Brandy, but I'll be honest with you, majority of the shit that I buy from Brandy, I'm like wearing it because it's just. But every time I walk in that damn Brandy, man, it's just, everything's just so cute. But I'm always like, nah, Quinn, you gotta stay strong, soldier. And I do stay strong because I am a woman. But anyways, but yeah, so I was trying that sophisticated style, and the only thing I wore was just like, I already told you guys about my qualms with the pin skirt, whatever the fuck, I forgot the name of it already. But yeah, I wore that, and I wore it with like a button up, and like it was really buttoned down though. Dude. I had my bra showing out and everything, but the bra was an accessory. Okay, I have no tits to show, so the bra was just there just to be there. It was holding nothing up, but I was fine with it because no goodies, man. That's the one thing I like about having a minimal chest. When I was younger, I'll tell you this, I had big bazungas. Very big bazungas. But unfortunately, I have lost them over the years. You would think that, like, as you go through puberty, you would grow them. But unfortunately for me, it was the opposite. I reversed. Somehow the boob mass just sucked back in. And I don't know where it went, but right now, man, I'm rocking a flat chest. And I kind of want to go a little bit flatter. I might just, like, go to the doctor and be like, you shave this shit off. Once I get like a big sum of money, that's what I'm going to do. Once I get that big old check, and once I get like a really good like paying job, that's my first big purchase, man. Getting this big old chest. And it's not even that big. It's like, it used to be like this, right? And then now it's like this. And sometimes I want big bazungas, right? I see girlies or they thems or he theys or whatever the fuck or whoever the fuck, right? Individuals with really big honkers, with really big bazungas, man, with fucking big ass tits. And I'm like, wow, I want that for me. But then the more I think about it, I'm like, you don't want that. You've had that once, and you do not want that again. And I'm like, you're so right. You just have that. You just gotta have that inner dialogue, and once you have that inner dialogue, it just everything makes sense. I don't get that a lot, but when I do, everything just clicks. So yeah, my boobs can no longer be accessory. But younger me, she was taking advantage of that shit, man. But I was not grateful for them. So no more bazungas for me. But however, in some pictures, if you guys see me like recently with some like big old honkers, let me tell you that right now, they're not photoshopped, but it is done with the magic, with an invention, with like a wizardy, with a magical invention called the push-up bra. That shit is like black magic, bro. I cannot tell you how that shit works. It's like quantum physics, bro. Like if someone were to ask me to like dissect how a fucking push-up bra makes your boobies look bigger, I couldn't tell them, bro. I could tell them Freud's theory probably, but I would not be able to tell them like the scientific theory, because what Freud was doing, that man was just doing crack. And I kind of want the shit that he was on, because that shit was at least like 9% pure, because I don't know what the fuck he was doing. But me and him, bro, I feel like if me and him were in a room, me with a joint and him with crack, we probably could solve the world's problems in like at least an hour. I'm telling you that right now, bro. But either here or there, right? If I was born, this and that, possibilities, quantum physics. But what I am trying to surmise in this conversation is that, what the fuck was I even talking about though? I know I was talking about my boobs, but why? Oh, a professional outfit. Okay. Yeah, so I was on a kick for that, but then I was like, oh, I'm kind of over this, man. It just feels like I gotta like, I feel like every time someone talks to me, I feel like I have to keep up this like air of professionalism, and I just don't want that. I want people to look at me and like know exactly what my brain is like, and like that's why I wear bright colors and like really stupid clothing. It's because that's how people know who I am, man. People look at me like I'm not gonna go asking her for directions, because I know that she probably don't know where she is either, and they are 100% right. You don't know how much I've gotten lost, and I'm still here. Surprisingly, I haven't been abducted, I haven't been murdered, I haven't been ran over, and I'm still here, man. And that is beyond me how that happens. But you know what? The devil has his own ways, and one day he will catch me, but not today. Not today. I got my fucking Skechers on, and I'm running fast as fuck. So there's that. I don't actually own Skechers, but I feel like one day I will acquire them, but not for now. Not for now. I only have my little pilgrim shoes. And that is another thing I would like to talk about, my pilgrim shoes. At least that's what my friend calls them. Because they do look like pilgrim shoes. I'm not gonna lie to you. They got them buckles on them, and I do be tippily tapping in them. So yes. But I am a big fan of Mary Jane's. I really like slim shoes. My Demonias are the only shoes that I would consider like quote unquote chunky, but the rest of my shoes are, I would say, are pretty slim. My Docs, which are the Oxfords, are pretty slim. I would say they're a very slim shoe, not very bulky. And then the Pilgrim shoes, a very slim shoe. And that's pretty much all the shoes I wear. My Birks, but I don't really wear my Birks because I left them fucking up in my dorm, and I haven't had access to them in a while. So I'm kind of having birth withdrawals. Anyways, but yeah, so there's that. I need to find a new pair of shoes. My friends who gave me the money for my birthday were like, if you waste this money on dumb shit, we will literally kill you. Buy fucking new shoes. And I was like, I will buy new shoes, but I have not done that, like, at all. I've looked into it. I've spoken about it. I manifested it, but it still hasn't come into fruition because, well, there's a lot of things on my plate right now, and you know, buying shoes is just a dessert. I haven't finished the fucking appetizer yet, man, so you gotta wait until the main course is done, and then I'll get to the shoes. But I have put some thought and consideration into it. I've talked to counsel, which is my cousin, and he told me that maybe I should invest in like maybe some UNEF shoes or some, what other shoes did he recommend? Some Docs. I've thought about it. I've kind of crossed out docs for now because I feel like I have some bad voodoo on me, some bad doju. So I feel like I've heard this somewhere, and someone said it, and I believe it. I feel like docs just know if you're a bad person, like the shoes. Like I feel like people with good vibes are the only people that can wear docs without getting cut the fuck up. Cause I've had my docs for like 2 years now, almost 2 years now, and that shit still bites me the fuck up. I wear thick ass socks with them, and they still, and I don't know what to do about them, man. So I'm just at this point, I've come to the conclusion that I'm a bad person. You know, I'm just a bad person in the terms of Doc Martens, right? They've deemed me a horrible person. Therefore, my aura is bad. Therefore, they're going to continue to punish me for putting my dirty ass feet into these pure ass shoes, right? So there's that, and I've come to accept that, and you know what? I'm fine with that because my pilgrim shoes, they don't give a fuck about who I am, man. I've ran through them like it's nobody's business, man. They probably been ran through more than a hooker on the street, right? I've been sliding my feet in. I've been slapping that shit around. I've been cussing at them, and sometimes I spill juice on them, and they still love me no matter what, and that's what I like. I like someone who is docile, someone who just bend to my will, and someone who let me abuse them. I like that about my pilgrim shoes, but unfortunately, I've abused them to the point where they are almost down to the stitches, okay? And I fear that one day I'm going to be walking and they're going to have enough of me and they're just going to break, and it's going to be a case of humiliation for me. So I am thinking of purchasing a new Mary Jane's, but I already know what my friends are gonna say, man. They're gonna crucify me. They're gonna put me up on that damn cross, nail in my fucking hands, and be like, "You stupid fucking bitch! What did we fucking tell you? We give you one fucking job, and you buy another fucking pair of pilgrim shoes." And I'm like, "Damn, you're right." But what am I supposed to do? I'm like a moth to the flame, man. The flames are the Mary Janes, and I am the moth. I am the dumb fucking insect, man. And yet here I am. I'm contemplating, man. Every time I look for a shoe, I'm like, dude, I kind of want a sneaker. But then when I think about it, I'm like, I don't wear fucking sneakers. Like, the fuck I look like, dude. My cousin was like, I feel like you look good in Jordans. And I just looked at him and I was like, I had never seen a little girl in a skirt, in the bright ass dresses skirts with a fucking pair of Jordans on. like what drugs is he taking? He has to be plotting my downfall to even recommend me Jordans. Like, Jordans would look cute with like another outfit, but not the fucking fits I'm wearing. Like, is he fucking dumb? No, he has to be fucking dumb. Like, it's like he's going to college and he's recommending me Jordans. It's not like that's something I would like get from a stranger, but this man has known me since I popped out of my mom's vagina, and he recommended me Jordans. Like, I feel like I feel like I'm so betrayed by the fact that he thinks that I'm a Jordan girl. That shit pisses me the fuck off. Like, I have nothing against Jordans. I think Jordans are fucking sick, but on me, it's like he doesn't even know me, bro. Like, it's like he. Like I said, he's plotting on my downfall. He's just recommending me shit just to recommend me shit. And I'm like, you're not even putting in the consideration about me, bro. Like, you're toxic. if he watching this, he's gonna be like, you're fucking dumb. But yeah, I'm not a Jordan girl. I mean, I'm more of like a Vans and Converse girl, but Jordans, I mean, I'm not opposed to a Jordan. I'm gonna say that. I've had a pair of like the white fucking Nike sneakers. But they just, I worn them and I just don't like how they look on me. I just don't like a chunky shoe, and I feel like one day I'm gonna find a chunky shoe that I like, but right now, I can't wrap my head around him recommending me a Jordan, man. That shit pissed me off so bad. But yeah. So if you guys know any good Mary Janes that are like pretty sustainable, I'd be down. My price range is like $100, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe a little less. I don't really give a fuck, but nowhere near like 150. Okay, 150. Because That's a little bit out of my price range. Like, it's not like I'm like kind of a frugal person despite living in a middle class house. I'm a very frugal person when it comes to like spending money on myself, like with clothes and stuff, because I'm like, I know that like in the long term it's going to benefit me, but like right now I just want to buy me like some food, you know? So there's that. But yeah, I was looking around. I really don't know what shoes would fit me, but yeah, I'm because like the pilgrim shoes I have right now, I bought them in the kids section at a thrift store, and they fit me so fucking good, dude. They're like a size like 5 or 6 in kids, and I be rocking them, man. They're a little like loose on me, but that's because my friends like to try on my shoes to like make fun of me. They like to like put on my shoes and like fucking clunk or like you guys probably like your friends are so toxic, but no, that shit makes me laugh so fucking hard. Like I wish I could get offended, but it's just so funny with their big ass feet in my shoes just clunking around and shit. It just makes me giggle, man. So I don't get offended. I think it's like genuinely pretty funny. I'm laughing about it right now, but yeah, they stretched out my shoes. So they're a little big on me, but otherwise they're a great fit. I don't think I've ever found a shoe that like fit me like good. Like I've never found a shoe that's good on me because it's always too big for me. I've never found a shoe that was like just right unless I go to the kids section. But every time I go to like an actual store or retailer, I'm kind of embarrassed to kind of ask for like a kid size. So I'm like, what's the smallest size you have in an adult? And they're like, usually it's like a 5 or 6. And then I'm like, oh, I'm too ashamed to say like, give me a 5. So I'm like, can you just give me a 6? And then my cousin would like say 6.5, and I'll be like 6.5, and then I get a 6.5, and that's just like 1.5 two sizes too big for me, and I regret it every time, man. But there it is, man. What else could I say? I wish I could show you guys like reference pictures, but all I wear is just my pilgrim shoes, man. Because it's such a versatile like shoe. Well, at least for me, it's like a shoe that I can wear all the time. What else here? But yeah, do not recommend me Jordans or any chunky shoe because I'm just gonna ignore it. Like Fearless, don't even recommend me that, man, because honestly, that's gonna kill me. That's gonna be my downfall. But one day, maybe I'll find like a really chunky shoe. But all my outfits require a very dainty shoe. But it has to be like a casual dainty shoe, if that makes sense. That's why I'm a big fan of my pilgrim shoes because I feel like they're like that cross between like professional-ish because it's Mary Jane's, but it's also very comfy because it's Mary Jane's, and I enjoy that. And it has a little bit of height. I would prefer if it had like a little bit of height, like like an inch or two. But I don't want it like to be totally flat because I want that couple inches. A couple inches do make a difference. Yeah. What else? And that's about it. I prefer a black shoe, but like I said, I'm not a colorist or anything like that, so anything will do. I prefer black or white, so I can so it can be like a versatile shoe. I don't really want like a statement shoe because, like I said, I wear a lot of color, and every color doesn't go together like that. So you just gotta find the right shoe, and usually black goes with everything, and that's what I like. So yeah. What else here? But yeah. I also and then let's get out of this shoe talk. I'm tired of it. I've been trying out the more long maxi skirt look, even though it's beginning to get summery because I was wearing that mini skirts all Minnesota winter, and now that it's becoming spring, it's almost May, and I'm pulling out the maxi skirts. Like, what the fuck is up with that? But I'm telling you this right now. I forgot I purchased like 3 of them. So I have a white one, I have a black and white one, and I have a brown one. I wore the brown one the other day, and I was feeling real pilgrimly, but like I felt like a dude who had finally discovered the magic of skirts. Like I felt like my balls were just hanging out, having fun. I don't have any balls, but if I did have balls, that's how I feel. Like it would just be dangling. Like obviously I would be wearing fucking underwear if I was a dude wearing a skirt because one wrong breeze and I'm showing my goodies, my family jewels to the rest of the family, right? I don't want the family jewels are just for me, okay? That's just an expression, right? Because these jewels, they're mine. Who the fuck is Jewel? Anyways, but then I'm kind of like, I feel like I didn't finish that Ed Hardy conversation. Okay, well, okay, let's put a bookmark in the long skirt conversation. Go back to Ed Hardy. Okay, Ed Hardy pants. My vision for the Ed Hardy pants. I said short top and then the Ed Hardys. But the components that I'm missing are good shoes. I feel like I could wear my Converse with them. I have platform Converse, which would be useful. But the two components I feel like I'm missing is a good belt. I don't really have any good belts because I don't wear pants, and briefs. I feel like if you wear, okay, this is just my opinion. I'm not sure if anybody lines up with it. You know, it might be an unpopular opinion, as the kids say, but it is my opinion that if you're gonna wear Ed Hardy's, you gotta fucking sag. Okay, you can't be wearing Ed Hardy's the professional way. You can't be wearing that shit the right way. The right way to wear Ed Hardy's is you gotta sag a little bit. I'm so sorry, but if I can't see your underwear if you're wearing Ed Hardy's, then you're doing it wrong. Okay? You're just doing it wrong. And that's why you need briefs, because briefs are like this, like just it's like mayo and like ham. Like you can have one or the other. You're going to have a ham sandwich with no mayo, but just missing something. You need the mayo. But if you have a mayo sandwich with no ham, you're just fucking eating mayo, okay? So those two are like mayo and ham, right? So boxers and briefs, you got to have the combo, right? And you got to make sure the color combo be hidden, okay? So that's why I'm like thinking, because the majority of the embroidery on both of the pants are red. I'm thinking of investing in some red briefs or black, because black is just a versatile color, like I said. So yes, that's the components that I would need in order to rock my Ed Hardy dreams. But as of right now, I do not have those two components. And as I've said, right now, all I have is the ham sandwich. I do not have the mayo. I don't have the condiments, man. So it's not an outfit just yet. So you guys will have to wait until I formulate the outfit to give you guys the full mayo ham sandwich. And unfortunately, it's just going to be the mayo ham sandwich because I cannot give you anything other than that. Okay, we're done with the Ed Hardy conversation. Back to the long skirts. Okay, so the long skirts. I've been a big fan of them, man. It's just a little toss up. Like it just reminds me of wearing a dress. I left most of my dresses up in my dorm, so I haven't been able to really rock most of those. But once I do get them back, you will be best betting that I am going to wear them. But I do not have them right currently. So, we just have to suffer through that, man. What else do I want to say? I didn't realize that I don't have any short black socks. Like the ankle socks, I only have like the fucking, wait. What's like, okay, so ankle socks go up to your fucking ankle. What's a couple inches above that? Like it's like below the shin, but it's like right above the ankle. It's like a little bit higher than I don't know what they're like, shin socks. I don't know what those shits are called. But yeah, those I don't really have those. I have them in white, but I don't have them in black. I have both white and black long stockings, like thigh highs or whatever the fuck you call them. I have not short, but like medium black. So medium, they go like below my knee or above my knee sometimes. I don't have those in white. I have the so this is like the feet, right? This is the feet. Like this is where the sock would end probably. Like this is like, because this would be the knuckle thing, and this, yeah. That's all I have. In terms of socks, white. And I kind of want to get invested in some black ones because I feel, every time I say invest, you only like socks are like $3. I don't know why I said invest, but like I said, I don't spend a lot of money myself on clothing. So yes. Do I have anything else to talk about? I guess I could talk about a little bit about accessories. I used to wear a lot of hats. I have this. I used to wear a lot of my Why am I lagging on names today? Harley Davidson. Hat a lot, and I got asked a lot if I was like a big fan of Harley Davidson, and I was like no, because like this guy was like he was like he was kind of weird. He was like, whoa, are you like a big fan? Do you ride like motorcycles or something? Like, why are you so into Harley Davidson or whatever the fuck? Like, you have a hat, you have a sweater, you like walk everything from that brand. And I'm like, just think the designs are sick, man. It's like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Like, I just stole the hat from my dad, and I just so happened to have this really cool Harley Davidson sweater. And this guy was like, wow, you're like obsessed with them. And I'm like, I have like 3 articles of clothing from him, like, or them, or whatever the fuck, right? Like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying. But yes, I do like the brand. I think the brand is very aesthetically pleasing. It's like the really chunky highlight brand. I like that. It's very skanky. But yeah, I've been leaning towards a more minimal look. But I kind of want to jazz it up with a little bit of jewelry. But at the same time, I have this thing about me where I don't really like things dangling on my body. Like, I don't even like my bangs showing on my forehead. So I always push them out of the way. It's like a sensory thing. Like, whenever I feel it, I just get like, I don't know, not anxious, but I'm always like touching myself but I'm always like trying to fix it, and I'm always like fiddling with it. And whenever I have it on my body, I just kind of get like, I don't know. Even with bracelets, I always mess around with bracelets too much. And with necklaces especially, I'm always like kind of gripping at them like this. And it makes me kind of look like I've never worn jewelry in my life. And that is very much true. I don't wear rings. I don't have piercings. Yeah, cause when I go out, I like to look cute, but I also like to have comfort. And for me, comfort is just a skirt and some thigh highs and a really tight top and a sweater. And that's what I'm really comfortable with because that's all I wear. For some people, that's like, oh wow, where are you going? But for me, I'm like, I'm going to the gas station and I'm coming back home. Like, that is my outfit for the gas station, and that's what I feel comfortable in. And I always feel like super unnatural in like human clothing or like normal people clothing, where I'm like wearing like very muted colors and very kind of normal silhouettes. Because it makes me, I don't know, it just makes me like anxious because it feels like I'm not doing enough. But I'm like, what do you mean you're not doing enough? You're just driving to a drive-through. Like, but for me, I'm used to like wanting to present well to the public, even though I'm not gonna really meet anybody. I feel like I have to when I leave the house. It's just like a ritual thing, you know? And I've always kind of thought like that. And for me, I'm the type of person that wears like foundation under my mask just because. I really don't anticipate taking on my mask that often, but I do wear wear makeup under my mask. So I don't know, I've always just been like that, and I don't know how to fix it. I'll sometimes leave the house without any makeup, but majority of the time I'll like draw it on like an eyebrow or something, or I'll like quickly I'll fix up my appearance like somehow, like I'll curl my lashes, add a little bit of mascara or something like that. But I always feel like I have to like get ready before I leave the house, or like get nicely dressed or something like that. So I don't know. This is how I am as a person, and I don't know how to change that. But you know, it's not like detrimental to me. I don't really need to leave the house quite often. So, and I do like myself without makeup. Otherwise, I wouldn't be filming this shit, you know, without makeup on. It's just like when I do leave the house, I feel like I have to like put on makeup just so I can like fully function. Otherwise, I'm just like this anxious mess that can't do anything correctly. So when I do have makeup on, I do feel like I'm a functioning member of society. But when I don't, I feel like, well, like a piece of shit, basically. And that's not, like I said, that's not me just being like, well, I'm not really sure. But I don't assume that's because of me being super insecure about myself, because I don't feel like, well, I can't even, like I said, can't comment, but, what else was it? But yeah, I really don't want to change up my makeup. routine because I like what I'm doing. And that's basically about it. That's the only thing I've been kind of thinking about. Because every time I try out like a new style, I just don't like it, and I just kind of and I just kind of like want to revert back to like my comfort. I feel like I should like show references of what I'm talking about, but like I said, I've always been I've always been a big fan of just like um really cute clothing, and I do get self-conscious about people perceiving me as like someone who is like childish, even though I am. But I don't want people to think that I'm like, oh my god, I'm so quirky, I can wear children's clothing. I don't want people to think that, because well, that's not how I think. I don't think the way that I think of it is like I'm just wearing clothes that make me happy, and the clothes that make me happy are the ones that have a lot of color and a lot of like vibrancy, and a lot of like, because I like pink and I like really bright colors. Like I have this really cute green skirt that I wear quite often. I have this blue skirt that I wear quite often. It's like a really bright blue. And I have this pink skirt that I wear really often. Like all of it, like it makes me happy to wear them, and I wear them. And I feel like a lot of people think that like I'm sexualizing these clothing, but I don't intend on doing that. I don't think. I really don't know how else I can wear the clothing, because it's just how it fits on my body. Like sometimes I'll like roll up the skirt if I feel like it's a little bit too long. I've had my cousin like tailor the skirt just a little bit for me, because I'm like a shorter person. And the skirt is like a little bit too long for me, or like a little bit too big on me. But otherwise, I don't know, because I don't want to like come off as like me like fetishizing or like sexualizing children's clothing, because that's the last thing I want to do. Because the clothing that I wear is just something, like I said, it's something that I'm like I like, and I just like the colors, and I like the silhouettes, and I like how it makes me feel when I wear them. So obviously I'm gonna wear them, but I don't want people thinking that like I'm buying children's clothing just to like make them sexual, right? Because I know some people like I kind of get disgusted at people wearing like grown women. Let me just say this: grown women. I am a grown woman. Like I said, I'm 19. A grown woman, wear like the Japanese, like elementary, middle school like uniforms, like the sailor uniforms. Like those are meant for like elementary kids. Like it kind of makes me sick when I see that type of shit, because I'm like I don't really have an issue with like gyaru uniforms, because usually like gyarus are like high school age, right? So I'm a little bit more fine with that. But like when I see like OnlyFans girls like wearing like sailor costumes, like not like sailor costumes like as a navy, I'm talking about like the Japanese sailor like schoolgirl outfit, it just kind of makes me retch a little bit, especially the ones that are my own race. I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You are regressing us back to the fucking Stone Ages. Like, get a grip. But at the same time, I know they're trying to get that fucking back, and it's like Jack on High, man. I'm like, shit. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't really know. The only thing I can do is just purse my lips like a white person and just shake my head, because I don't know what else to do, man. But like I said, I don't want people to think that I'm wearing these children's clothing to see more, to like show this Lolita aesthetic, because I don't. That's not what I'm going for. I want to emphasize that the things I wear, I like to wear them because, one, I like how they look on my body, and two, I feel like it expresses the way that I want to express myself to the world, which is just me being a very kind of artsy, colorful person. Because I remember one time I was in my dining hall, and one of the ladies, she was like, I love your outfits every time. Like the dining hall ladies, she was like, I love the way you dress. Like, you dress just like my daughter. She's like an art student, and she asked me if I was an art student, and I was like, no, but I do like doing art. But at the time, I'm an art student now, okay? But back then, not back then, like a couple months ago, I was on the track of being a journalist. The next Connie Chung, if you will. Just kidding. I'm fucking playing with y'all. But but yeah, I that's the way I like to portray myself. I think that the world needs a lot more color, and I think people should have a lot more fun with their outfits. And it kind of makes me sad to see people not having fun with their outfits, because I feel like, I don't know. Like every time I look at someone, I'm like, I could put together an outfit so good for you. Like you just gotta give me your closet and let me just make something for you. But then I'm just like, no, that's probably the way they like to dress. So I'm just gonna leave that there. And this is the way I like to dress, so I'm gonna wear it that way. And that is just how I am. Um, and I do get, like I said, I do get a little bit anxious. People probably think, oh, she's so confident, like she can wear whatever. No, I do kind of like get a little bit like caught anxious, I suppose, or like very aware of how people perceive me when I wear these outfits, because they're probably like, oh, she's promiscuous and stuff like that. But I'll be honest with you, no. Majority of the time I am listening to Chief Keef and just minding my own business. And most of the time, whenever I am staring at people, I'm not staring at them to like, to like be a bitch or anything. I'm just staring at them usually because I like their outfit or I like something on their body, but I'm just too like socially awkward to kind of tell them that I like it. So I'll just stare at them and like hope they get the mental hint that I like their outfit or like I like their hair or something like that. Like most of the time I won't go out of my way to like compliment people, but when they compliment me first, I'm like, okay, that's fair game, babes, because right now you are looking delectable. But most of the time I just kind of keep my comments in my head. And I do look kind of mean when I go out in public because, like I said, my mask covers half my face, and whenever I draw my eyebrows, like, it makes me look kind of mean. So I suppose in the way I dress also. I try to be as friendly as possible as well, and try to show people that the way that I dress, like I said, it does depict how I like how I view the world aesthetically. I really see it as like bright and artistic and fun, but I also want to show people that like I'm just chilling, and I don't really have a lot of thoughts in my head. I just chill, and that's basically it. I would love to hear about how you guys dress. If there's any way you guys like to dress. A lot of styles I've been seeing as of late is like the very, like the brandy girls. I don't know how to explain it, but I like that. It's like a very kind of fun look. I also really like the look of like the Korean fashion. I think they have very good silhouettes, even though they're very straight. And the colors are mostly leans more neutral, but I do enjoy some of like the shapes that they have. I think they have a lot of dynamic shapes in their fashion. And one thing that I've always been interested in is like Lolita. I think that shit is fucking sickening, but I don't think that's for me. I'm more of a juicy couture girl. More of a, justice girl. But yeah. I kind of want to expand my outfit a little bit more. I've been wearing a lot of tennis skirts. I only have one, but I've been enjoying it quite a lot. What else? Yeah, I kind of want to wear more like sportsy clothing because I've been kind of into that. But yeah, I don't really know what other like fashion trends there are because I'm not really cognizant of any of them. But I really do like looking at people's outfits. I'm a big fan of just seeing how people dress, and one of my favorite things is like seeing my coworkers. Well, I don't work anymore, but I see like my previous coworkers like out of their Dairy Queen outfit because I like seeing them in their real life clothing, and I think it's so fun because I feel like corporate just sucks out the life out of everybody, man. Makes everybody look so fucking uniform, but once they get out of that, man, you really do get a lot of like personality out of people, and that's what I like. And I like to see it. I like to see it when people are dressed up. That's one of my favorite things to look at. When people are like, "Oh man, I can't wait to get dressed up," and they just look so delectable every time they get dressed up, man. It's like that dude that like usually just wears like a fucking like sweater and like, I don't know, sweatpants, gets dressed up in a suit and a tie. I'm like, oh, you looking kind of dapper, like a little Miss Lady, like usually just wearing like her like like sweatpants and like tracksuit or something like that, and then she pulls up in a bodycon. I'm like, I I just get excited when people experiment with their style. That's what I'm gonna say. I love it when they like play around with style. I love unique styles. I love seeing like everything, and that's what I like about going outside a lot. Not in my home city. There's not a lot to see, but when I am up in Minneapolis, I love looking around because I love it when like I see color. I love it when there's like pops of color. I love it when people have dyed hair. I love it when people have like these flared pants. I love it when they have like super abstract pieces on. Like it just makes the world so much more fun to look at. You know, I feel like if you think the world looks dreary, because I've seen this thing on TikTok where people are like, oh, the world used to be so colorful. Then make it colorful, bitch. Then put some color into the world. Clothing comes in neon and bright ass colors, so all you gotta do is start fucking wearing them, man, and the world will seem brighter right fucking away. And that's what I'm gonna say on that. I feel like, yeah, I've been talking for like a fucking hour now. I don't know how that's happened. I was planning on only talking for like 30 minutes, but I got a fucking tirade, man. So I'm gonna end this here. My dad's gonna wake up in the next 30 minutes. Bah, bah, bah. But yeah. I hope you guys have a good day. Comment down your fashion styles or what you're contemplating. And yeah, thank you.